Hey guys, I'm Adam. This is On The Break and welcome back to episode 6 of the FM20 beta series here with Chelsea. We're just bringing the one game today. We're going to play Bayern Munich in the first knockout round, first leg. But a bit's gone on since you were last with us, so we've got a few bits to talk about. We're going to do a little bit of that, get through some of the admin, and then just bring the one game today. And then we'll be back to a regular double live com in the next episode. So, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's see what's happened. So, I guess there's nowhere better to start than right here in the schedule. You last saw the 5-1 home defeat to Liverpool. Less said about that one, the better. If you haven't seen that, go back to the last episode, check it out. But we did alright after that. We bounced back with consecutive 4-0 wins away at Burnley. At home to Newcastle, played really, really well in both of those. We got a less convincing 2-1 win at home to Everton. We didn't play well in that one, but we at least got the win. And then boy oh boy, well, your eyes are immediately drawn to the big gap there with no green, but a 2-1 FA Cup defeat to Charlton. Let's just get the stats up here. I mean, we didn't even outplay them. We were just rubbish. There's not really a lot else to say to that, to be fair. We didn't even rotate that much. I mean, Van Ginkel, Loftus-Cheek, they haven't played a lot. They're just back from injury. And Charlton just battered us. So yeah, really shocking that. Really shocking. We'll have a look in a second how that has gone down in the club vision. But then we followed that up. We did scrape into the Carabao Cup final, but even then we lost to Burnley. They weren't 1-0 up in a minute. So again, really, really shocking. And it's just got worse from there. We lost 2-0 away at Arsenal, league leaders at the minute. So a really well-performing side, but, I mean, shocking again. And then 2 consecutive 0-0 draws at home to Sheffield United, away at Leicester. We haven't scored a goal in 4 games. Now that does tie in with an injury to Tammy Abraham. He's going to miss the Bayern Munich game today as well, although there's such a big part of me that wants to just chuck him on the bench anyway. But when we don't have Tammy Abraham, we don't score goals. That's what I have established in the past 5 games or so. He's been out for 3 weeks, I think, with his injury. But yeah, we've just been appalling. We've not even looked at scoring. We've had Giroud play more than Batshuayi, to be fair. We originally went with... Let's just dip into the tactics here a sec. So this is what we went with originally. I don't know if we keep Giroud in the side, but play him as the complete forward. I don't know if we put Batshuayi back in. I don't know if we change the system. For a second, I considered going strikerless, but I've never done that before, so I can't imagine I would be able to do that justice, to be fair. It's been a really, really tough patch, and this is the problem with not being able to tweak the squad. I didn't have an attacking player that I could have brought back from loan, so in those areas of the pitch, I was stuck no matter what. One player that has come back, though, is Zappacosta. I haven't intentionally recalled him. I think his loan was due to finish anyway, but we had the message up saying that Roma weren't really using him. You see there, he only played 11 games for Roma. They did make an offer to extend the loan, but if he's not playing, I mean, he can come back here and not play, just because it adds quality to the squad. I mean, he's not an amazing player, but he's solid enough, and I certainly wouldn't be afraid to put him into the side. I mean, he's got 13 caps for Italy, so how bad can he be? But that leads us on quite nicely to the other big thing that we need to talk about, which is, it's the 25th of February, 2020, and that means no more transfer embargo. We may not be in a transfer window, but that doesn't mean we can't do some business. So we'll start with what's going on with the outgoings. Kennedy's going on a free transfer. I said when I was talking about the possibility of recalling Charlie Mazunda that Kennedy, although he was a winger, he's not a player we're going to use. He's not good enough. He's going to Wolfsburg on a free. The one above it is probably the most contentious talking point, shall we say. The deal's not done yet, but Marcos Alonso could be on the way out of the club for £48 million. Let's get this opened up. Guangzhou in China have come in with the offer. We're getting 40 million up front, 8 million in clauses, or just short of 8 million in clauses. I negotiated them up to that from about 30, I think. Second player of ours that they went after, but we accepted and rejected for different reasons. We'll get on to Kurt Zouma in a sec. You'll have seen on the screen there that he was the other. We've got enough cover at fullback, I think, for Alonso to go. With the Chinese transfer window, he's going to be going straight away. As soon as this is agreed, he'll go. But we've still got Emerson and Azpilicueta can come over to play at left back. With Zappacosta coming back from his loan, he can then fill the space over at right back and compete with Reece James. So, I said before, Guangzhou also went after Kurt Zouma. Now, they went up as high as 21 million up front, 27 million in clauses, but I've rejected that. I think we could have got more. We did negotiate with them to a point, but the fact of the matter is, if I sell Kurt Zouma, they'll lose me with 2 centre-backs. And no way of bringing anyone else in. And then the last one at the top there, Willy Caballero, ever dependable backup goalkeeper. He's off to Brazil at the end of his contract. But more exciting than what's going on going out is what we've managed to do coming in. So, first thing I did, contracts expiring in 6 months. Let's see who's left. First name that grabbed my eye, Edinson Cavani. He comes in on a free. He'll join at the end of the season. And I mean, he's still a world-class striker. He may be 33 now, but he hasn't lost too much of his pace. You see there, if we highlight the attributes for a complete forward, he's definitely still got the ability to do it. And realistically, he's a better backup option than either one of Giroud or Batshuayi. He is a massive upgrade in that area. And I'm delighted to have him. I still see Tammy Abraham being the first choice striker next season, to be fair. But we're going to have 3 good options next season. Abraham and Cavani being 2. If you're eagle-eyed, you'd have already seen the other one, but we're going to talk about him in a minute. So that is Edinson Cavani. And to come in alongside him on a free, we've got Blaise Matuidi. I mean, again, he's 32, but he's so good. He hasn't lost the pace. He's a model citizen, something that I very rarely get to manage, to be fair. It's not often I have them at all. But he'll come in and compete. I see him as that box-to-box midfielder. I always have done, to be fair. I mean, the mental attributes on the man are astounding. He's certainly got the stamina to do it and the natural fitness to do it. So, yeah, alright, he'll be competing with N'Golo Kante. But, I mean, you can't have too many good players in that area, can you? So, he comes in as another option. That's probably all we'll do with the central midfield, to be fair. Van Ginkel will certainly move on in the summer. He won't be here next season. And there's sort of loan players that are going to have to come back, and we're going to have to decide on. Drinkwater's going to go. I already know he's not going to be back in the squad. Bakayoko is probably the most unfortunate one, because he probably would have come back into the squad. He's a 3-star current ability player at the minute based on our coach's reports, but he would be the other option as a backup box-to-box midfielder. And now that we're signing Matuidi, it's a bit of a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned, especially if we can get some money from Bakayoko. So really, really pleased with that signing as well. So then we've also gone and spent a bit of money. Victor Fisher is going to join Chelsea. £15 million, I think the deal is. So not too bad at all. 25 now, so not a youngster anymore. But he adds depth in 2 positions, out wide on the left or up front. He's almost like another Hudson-Odoi. He's going to play as that inverted winger, I would have thought, out on the left-hand side. Can do the inside forward, can do the winger, so he's versatile in his roles as well. Doesn't offer too much out on the right-hand side, but that's not so much of an issue, because if we do play Fisher on the left, then Hudson-Odoi could shift to the right, so that it still adds depth on both sides, even though he doesn't really play on both sides. But he's got a decent scoring record. You see at the bottom there, he's got 13 and 19 in the league this season, with 6 assists as well. Alright, it might be in Denmark, but you know, he's still got to know how to put the ball in the back of the net. And I think for 15 million quid, you can't really complain at that. He's got good attributes. He's relatively quick. He's a really good dribbler. So yeah, really, really pleased with that. I think we've done some decent business. We're getting now into a bit of a bigger money signing. Douglas Costa will join Chelsea for £62 million. We've done a little bit of a Kev. We've done some of it on the Never Never. So it's 30 million up front, 32 million up front, 30 million in instalments. But for sheer pace, the ability to play on both sides, and some world-class dribbling and crossing ability, you can't complain at spending that sort of money when he's this good. Primarily, I would have thought he'll play on this right-hand side for us as the inside forward. It's a role that we've used more often than not with Pedro. And obviously Pulisic, who's out with injury at the minute, will be around next season. He's not going to be going anywhere. So they'll be the main 2 to compete on that right-hand side. Willian will probably... Well, I don't know. Willian might be knocking around. I'm not too sure yet. But options anyway. And I mean, it's a lot of money. We're paying him a fair bit. I can't actually remember what it is. I don't know if it comes up here yet. No, it doesn't. I think it might be somewhere around 220 grand a week. But yeah, Douglas Costa, really, really pleased with him as well. And then at the bottom, you've all seen it. We need to talk about Erling Haaland. I've signed him. I wasn't going to. I really wasn't going to. I was going to resist. But he's this year's Matthias de Ligt. He's the wonder kid that everyone's signing. And I just couldn't not do it. I mean, for a 19-year-old, 18 off the ball, 14 composure, 16 bravery, it's all just class. I mean, he's quick and he's strong. He's 6'4". Alright, his technicals aren't the best, apart from his finishing, which is astounding. But if you put him in that complete forward role, yeah, he lacks a bit of technique. He's a bit of a brute. But tell me that with those physical attributes, he's not going to make a nuisance of himself and he's not going to score goals. He's absolutely going to score goals. One thing that concerns me with him is that if you look at this scout report, they've got him down as a 4-star current ability player with 5-star potential. Now, absolutely, that is astounding, and there shouldn't really be a reason why that's a concern, but the problem with that is I've had to tell him that he's going to be a star player. It's the only way that I could get him to sign a new contract, or to sign a contract, sorry, not a new contract. So he's going to want to start every game, but he's going to be competing with Cavani and Tammy Abraham. And right now, Tammy Abraham has got that position. They're going to have to come in and do really well to wrestle him out of it, because Tammy's been incredible this season. So that's the transfer dealings all sorted. I'm going to make sure that the team is ready to play Bayern Munich, and then I will be back to run you through that lineup. Right, guys, so the team basically picks itself at this point. We're going with as strong a lineup as we can. Obviously, it's Bayern Munich. You're not going to rotate against Bayern Munich. So let's get straight into it. Lineup we're going with is Kepa in goal. Back four of Azpilicueta, Tomori, Rudiger and Emerson, with Kante and Kovacic in midfield, with Pedro, Mount and Hudson-Odoi in behind Giroud up front. Tammy Abraham does make the bench. He's really not fit enough, but he passed a fitness test for an hour. I don't really want to risk him for the rest of the season. I'll get out of it, Reece James. I don't really want to risk the rest of his season, but at the same time, I don't have faith in Giroud to get a goal in this game. I'm hoping if I keep talking smack about him, he might prove me wrong. So let's see how that goes, but we're going to get into it. Emerson's lacking a bit of match fitness as well. That's because we were giving Marcus Alonso games, but if he's on the way out, what's the point in playing him? And that Bayern Munich team's a bit scary, isn't it? I mean, you've got Kingsley Coman and Gnabry on the bench, and Perisic, so that's fantastic. So they don't have the same issues out wide as we have. Clearly, they've got more than enough depth there. That's a little bit terrifying. But never mind, we get an early highlight, 8 minutes in. Emerson to Mason Mount from the throw, and inside to Hudson-Odoi is driving at them, takes a shot, and it goes well wide. A poor effort, to be honest. With Bayern Munich coming at us now with a throw-in down the right-hand side. Thiago with the big ball over. Tomori heads away. Can we break on them now? It's Mason Mount into Giroud. He uses Hudson-Odoi out wide. It's a really good ball, to be fair. But the shot's saved by Neuer, and it goes out for a corner. If we can grab an early goal here, that would be an excellent start. Mount with the corner, headed away, and it was about to land Pedro, but the highlight dies. We obviously didn't need to see him sky that into Rosette. I assume that is what was going to happen. And Leon there taking an early lead against Man City. That'll be interesting to keep an eye on as well. We come now with Azpilicueta down the right hand side, but a combination of Pedro and Mason Mount lose out to Tolisso. I'm losing my words, and Emerson flicks it into Giroud. It's nodded down and ends up with Kante. And we're knocking it around quite nicely. Can we use Emerson on the overlap? We can. Can he put the ball in? It goes back to Kovacic and out to Azpilicueta, who drives it. And what a goal that is. 1-0 Chelsea at home to Bayern Munich. Cesar Azpilicueta with his first goal of the season. And what a fabulous finish that is. It's a lovely move. We work it out to Emerson on the left-hand side, who plays it back to Kovacic. And it's a ball out. Azpilicueta gets it out from under his feet and drives across Neuer. Maybe the goalkeeper could do better, but it's a really, really smart finish. And we score a goal for the first time in 5 games. I'm not quite sure what to do with myself. We get another highlight now. If we could grab another before half-time, we'd be in dreamland. Pedro nods down to Kante. It's into Kovacic. Has he got the room to shoot? He hasn't. He uses Hudson-Odoi, who hits the post. And Giroud can't quite get to the rebound. 1-0 at half-time then, and we're doing alright, to be fair. We're going to passionate... Are we going to passionately? No, I think assertively we're going to tell them to guard against complacency. They've all gained focus, apart from Giroud. who's deep in thought, probably thinking about how he's ever going to score a goal again. And the highlight now comes to Bayern Munich. Lewandowski plays it back to Kimmich, and Thiago puts the ball in. Tomori heads away, and Mason Mount does well to recover, but misses out to Muller in the end. Kimmich with the audacious effort, and it's hit the crossbar. And okay, it's a goal kick. I thought Azpilicueta had played it off to Tomori then and given them a corner. But Bayern coming again now down this right-hand side. Kimmich in space, plays to Coutinho, who shoots just wide. Man City get the equaliser away at Lyon. So, some interesting things happening in that tie. We now come again with Mason Mount on this left-hand side. He gets the better of Thiago, and he's running right at them. It's a wonderful run. But Neuer makes a decent save, and we do get another corner. Mount's going to put this one in. And Saul heads away, but it falls to Kante, back out wide to Mason Mount. Is he onside? No, he's not. He's offside. And it's poor that from Mason Mount, a lapse in concentration more than anything. The time's getting away from us here. We're up to 70 minutes, or just shy of it. And Hudson-Odoi not having a good game. We're going to get Willian on and just swap the wingers over. So we're going to change Pedro to that inside forward again. I like to have one cutting inside, even if the other is a true winger. So Willian can hug that right touchline. We get another corner with Mason Mount. Tolisso heads away. Willian! And his first effort of the game is to fire just wide of the post. Bayern now building from the back, although Saul goes long and Emerson's able to steal in. Pedro's in a bit of space here. He takes on his man. Thiago unfortunately wins the ball, but it's a poor clearance. Kante with all the time in the world, and it's 2-0 Chelsea. N'Golo Kante with his 5th goal of the season. He had as much time as he wanted on the edge of the area to get the ball out from under his feet. Pedro takes on Thiago. Thiago does well to win it back, but it's such a loose clearance, and Kante with time to take a couple of touches. And it's an unstoppable drive into the bottom corner. Neuer's got no chance in the Bayern goal. And we are looking absolutely excellent. I could not have predicted this when we were losing 2-1 to Charlton in the FA Cup. We're going to look at more changes. Although I don't really know what we're going to do. I think we're going to get Kovacic off for Jorginho. Kovacic not massively... Well, he's looking a bit tired, shall we say. But I think we're going to leave it at that for now. Jorginho can come in and just sit deep in that midfield. Just some fresher legs in the middle there. I mean, Kante will run for days. So we don't need to worry about him too much. And I think with 4 minutes left on the clock, we might have shot ourselves in the foot. I was going to bring on a holding midfielder, and then I realised that I've taken off Kovacic. So the only one that could play, well, I guess we could do this. There are still options. We'll just put Mount in there as the playmaker. To be fair, I didn't realise he was that natural at that. We've used Mason Mount a lot as that number 10, but he's actually really handy in the central midfield as well. Can do a couple of different roles in there. That's something to note for next season. We do get a late highlight though. It's a Bayern corner and Tomori heads away. Willian now with a chance to break on them. We're 3-on-3 here. If Willian beats his man, he does. He skins Alaba. It's a great run. And unfortunately, with one-on-ones still being what they are, we have to settle for a corner. But Mason Mount is going to take that. It's a poor corner, to be fair. Neuer's claimed that one easily enough. But with 4 minutes of added time, we're eating away at it. And that is going to be a wonderful, wonderful 2-0 victory. Azpilicueta and Kante, probably the most unlikely goal scorers you could imagine. And one of the most unlikely victories I think we're going to get all season. I'm very, very pleased with that. That is excellent stuff. So, there we are then. Really, really good result. It's really good to see some green on there again. It's really, really good to see some goals in this first column. So that was excellent. So, we are going to be back for Bayern Munich away to hold on to this 2-0 lead before we play Bournemouth at home in the Premier Division. Hopefully by then we'll still be in a title chase. With all of the waffle earlier, I didn't actually show you the league table. We are currently still in the top 4, but Liverpool are catching, and they're catching quick. They've got a game in hand. They're going to go above us if they win it. So we need to beat, realistically, probably Man City and Man United. Plus obviously win the other games that we have as well. So if you have enjoyed that, please leave a like on it for me. It really does help the channel to grow, and it means a lot as well. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss any FM20 content. And thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.